Good morning. Someone asked me to do a quick Notion video because they weren't familiar with it, but they started seeing it after I was sharing some things in class about it. So I thought I'd dive on in and give that a go. If you are accustomed to Notion, if you're just say in the middle, you're not an advanced user, not a beginner, this video is probably going to be too basic for you. I am very much a beginner, so I am just going to show y'all some very basic stuff today. So I like Notion because you could do all kinds of things. And if you have the AI version, you can actually do more. I canceled my AI. I used to use it, and I actually started using Notion when they came out with the AI because their AI used to allow for like spicy content and things. So I was using the AI to expand my story beats in Sudowrite. That's how I got started with Notion. As soon as they made it to where you can't really do all of that anymore, I canceled. So I don't have all of the nice little database things, but I also don't really need them, at least not yet. So you can see here, that's just my calendar, which you can make inside Notion. You can have the calendar view, a table view, things like that. So this just helps me keep track of, my teaching for Sudowrite and everything. And these are things that I was handing out in class that people started seeing. And just showing you this real quick. You can toggle things on, off. And then I have like my workflow that I'm always sharing inside class with all of my prompts and things like that. So people wanted to see more. And what I really like about Notion is how I can do my books. So I have a whiteboard that keeps track of all of my books. I have it broken up into various stages, like if it's in the planning stage, writing, editing, with the beta readers, whatever. I use the little miniature or post-it notes and write the name of the book on the post-it note, put that on the whiteboard. But I also wanted a digital version. So I made this little book tracker right here. And these are just some of the different things that you can do with Notion. I could have the calendar. Somebody was helping me with this the other day. That's how new I am. So if I were to add some dates right here, like, okay, this one shows September 4th of 2024. And if we go to September 24, you see it right here. Dude, so that's neat. So that's a good little way to keep track of where you need to be for each stage, or the deadlines for actually getting books published and things like that. The quick note I don't mess with. This was just something I added, but you can scroll down, do little different things right here. Makes it very easy to click into things. And my other favorite is the story Bible type thing. I'm not sure what else to call it. Now that Story Engine uses Story Bible, kind of not sure. So this is my master copy, as you can see right here. And I have all of the little features that I know I want. And so I can easily come up and duplicate it, whichever hamburger menu I want to do. I can duplicate these. And then I can have the series outline version. And then all of my contents that will go into Sudowrite. So to do this, we are just going to focus on my 12-week year goals because that's something I can do relatively quick. I'm actually going to make a new page. This is just, let's see which one. This is the 2023. I love 12-week year, y'all. If y'all haven't done that, check out Brian Moran and the 12-week year because it's been the only goal tracking system I could actually keep up with. So this is my 2024, and we're coming up on the end of 2023, so I do need to redo this 2024 one. So we are going to, I'm going to make a new page here. I can click this little menu on the side. And I want to see how new I am. So click on the plus button right here, adds a new page. So I'm just going to say it in process because I'm going to go back after this video and start editing everything I'm about to put in. So I have that page made now down here, and I could take it, I could grab these and slide it wherever I wanted to. If I want to take it up here, and now maybe I'll just click into it. So for this demonstration, we're just going to jump into ChatGPT. And I'm in the club strat with FFA, so I had worked my little acronym, and I wanted to make sure chat remembered what we had settled on. So this is the acronym I use for keeping track of the various aspects of my business. So it does remember. So I am going to say, need help planning out my business for 2024. For this plan, I will be combining the above acronym to separate various business aspects of my publishing and the 12-week year. And chat does know what the 12-week year is. So great. I need help planning out my business for 2024. For this plan, I will be combining the above acronym. And I'm just going to go ahead. A lot of times I'll just put the whole chat in or the whole prompt that I want. But for this thing right here, I want to make sure it's on board with everything. So I'm just going to say, does that sound good? And he's just going to go ahead and he's out gung-ho this morning. So this is good though, because now I have something I can start with whenever I go to the other aspects of it. I'm actually going to let this one finish. Would you like to develop a detailed plan? I want to focus on the various books I have planned to release in 2024. I actually started a prompt with this, but I don't remember where it's at. So I want to focus on the various aspects I have planned for release in 24. Bear with me while I give Chad all of this information. I'm starting a 4-book Dark Mafia romance series. The first book is being written now and will be published by the end of 2023. I also have 2 monster romance, and I'm putting these ending of 2023 just because I do want that carryover. So I need to remind myself when I'm doing my 12-week year thing in Notion, I don't want it to just jump straight into 2024. I want to have that little transition portion. So I also have 2 monster romance books that will be published by the end of 2023. This transitions us into 2024. The first quarter of 2024 will see the remaining 3 books of the Dark Mafia romance series published, written and published, because I wanted to account for that. Written and published. Let's see, I want to make sure I'm thinking to myself if I want to focus on another book at the first quarter. All right, that's something I could figure out later because I have so many works in progress. Other books to write, edit, and publish in 2024 include a 5-book Dark Mafia romance series, this series is mostly written. It needs edits, and for the last book to be written. And I'm not using correct grammar here. I hate it, but needs edits and for the last book to be written. And all 5 will be published. Will be published at once in 2024. And I'm just reinforcing in 2024. All right. You know what? I'm actually going to do it this way. Put some numbers in here. For those who don't know, because I know people have said this before, if you need to, go to another line, but if you press enter, it naturally sends it. So hold down your shift key and press enter, and that helps go to a new line. All right. So the books to write, I get the 5-book Dark Mafia romance, a 4-book nonfiction series on domestic abuse that includes 3 books which are already written, need to be edited, and a workbook that needs to be created. Another nonfiction series with, I don't remember if that was 3 or 4 books. I'm just going to say 3 books. Another nonfiction series with 3 books, all of which are outlined and need to be written, edited, and published. I'm trying to include this all stages that they need. I know it's repeating a lot, but for instance, I didn't do this one. Already written, need to be edited and published, and a workbook that needs to be created and published, because I want chat to understand the various phases that each one is in. I think this is turning into more of a chat thing than a Notion thing. Okay, almost done. I have my initial let me do this as a reminder because I just want to make sure it does get included in there. It doesn't get overlooked. As a reminder, there are the 3 books from the 4-book Dark Mafia romance series that need to be written, edited, and published. These 3 books are from the series that starts getting published, or that starts with the first book that is published the end of 2023. Let me go here real quick, find my book tracker. All right, let's see which ones are we working on this year. Oh, excuse me. I also have 3 short story collection books for the horror genre. These 3 books are halfway written and need to be fully written, edited, and published. A YA fantasy book that is written needs to be edited and published. Okay, so that's good for now. If I forgot anything, I could go back later and add those. Oh, I did forget to tell it one thing that I wanted to try to shoot for releasing 1 book a month. Again, I could make edits for that later. Okay, so this is why I started with this acronym conversation that I previously had with it, because I did kind of want to break things down this way. I'm not going to check all of this. That's something I'll do after the video. I just want to bring this into Notion so y'all can see how I start messing with it. So I want to copy all of this. And the good thing about Notion, like if I were to go in my Google Docs and just paste this, I get that annoying like that, or, I have to shift paste to actually get it without the box. All right, so 2024 in process. But if I paste it here in Notion, I don't have all of that. Now, chat brought a format in that I pretty much like anyways. The only thing I would do is a toggle. And to do a toggle, if I were to come up here and do the toggle, all that's going to do is hide things, basically. Give me that little menu. So if I do it up here, of course it's not going to do it whenever I show it to y'all already. But a lot of times if I'm doing something and I start at the top with a toggle, it will actually do the whole thing. So I learned to just start from the bottom and do my toggles. That's something I could do, the toggles right here, I could change if I wanted a different heading. It's heading 3 right now. If I want to do heading 1, I can do all of that easily. And again, I can always drag things. Do that back to normal. So yeah, the toggles are great for when you have extensive stuff and you just don't want to keep scrolling. You could open them up as needed and go through everything. So if I'm down here and I decide I want another page for something, click the / page, enter, and maybe a new page. Come back. And now that's here. And again, I like to bring my pages up to the top since they don't take up a lot of room. And I don't have to scroll all the way down for them. Let's see. What was I doing over here? So I have the quarterly goals view right here where I could click in and have each month's thing, which I really like this one. I will be incorporating this again in 2024. Another thing I like to do, let me find it. Go to this one and see what I mean about scrolling all the way down into a novel approach. And I want to my club strat right here. So I have each month's versions with everything I need to do again with my novel acronym. And then I can start making my pages for 2024's month. So January. And I can go back and redo that. And I actually don't have to keep doing it this way. So instead, I'll do it that once. So, I want 12 months. So I can just start duplicating. And then I could rename it once I click into it. That's an easy way to do it. Get them all duplicated and then go and rename each month as you need it. So that is about it. This is why I like Notion, just for the ease of being able to click into pages versus my Google Docs. This is what I used to use to share my pseudo-write class information with people. And my Google Docs just go on forever and ever and ever. It's bad. It's horrible. People pick on me all the time. But the thing with Google Docs too is I have to link all of these other docs versus in Notion, my information could be all here. And again, it could be toggled so it's not taking up a lot of room. But with the Google Docs, I have to click into those. Then I have to make sure I can click back, so I have to add that page again to go back. Whereas Notion, I could just easily click in and it's not taking up that room here to link back for everything. So this is what I used to hand out in my classes. And now I like to hand out these types of things, doing it in the Notion. And there are 2 accounts for Notion. Actually, I think there's 3 because I think there's like a business version. But there's a free one and a paid one. I only used the free one. I only used paid when I was doing the AI. So let's say for whatever reason you want to do the Notion paid version. If you want to use the AI, you still have to pay for that. Those are 2 separate things. Also, you can use the free version like I do and still have the Notion AI if you pay for that. So again, Notion paid accounts and Notion AI paid is 2 separate things. Keep that in mind. But a lot of people just use this free version of Notion. It's really good at keeping everything organized. And like I said, with my book tracker, I love being able to keep track of this. I will show you. I don't know if I have one filled out right now. I'm looking. All right, so this is where I have my prompt, of course, for my genre and style, but this is where I would put all of my information for each book. So again, going into the series, I have everything I need to know about the series, all of the characters. So the overall arcing information here in the series, and then I can go start diving into each book and all of my pseudo-write stuff for each book. I like this box too. This is a call out box. Somebody helped me create so I could easily type in some ideas. An idea might come to me and maybe I'm not quite sure where it needs to go yet, which book, or for whatever reason, I just don't feel like going into that book yet and finding the appropriate place to put it. So I can just start typing some ideas right here and come back to that later. So I hope this helped with people that are just starting out with Notion. If you want more advanced topics, I suggest Thomas Frank on YouTube. And of course, you could just search up Notion as well and find some other people you like. But I love Thomas Frank's stuff. His Ultimate Brain is just fantastic. He has this, I'm not saying he has an ultimate brain. He might, but he has a template called Ultimate Brain. And it's amazing. So check out Thomas Frank, and I will see y'all again another day. Bye, everyone.